Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War Campaign 27 Campaign 25, Week 7. So today, we have a lot of things going on. We got the reset of PvP, so we'll be messing with that, of course. I need to start working towards 20,000 so we can start getting deep books again. Unfortunately, I did actually overscore by the end of the Vault event weekend, so we actually stayed in Diamond rank, which is kind of unfortunate. Yeah, we're not gonna be able to go get top cut or anything, because before we would have been able to get like first or second on Ruby, but if nothing else, at least we can go down this week, going into the following week. But yeah, it's a new PvP season. We end up getting 2 new mortals and 2 new troops. Mortal's not that bad. It's like average, slightly above average. It deals a bunch of true damage to all enemies, boosted by other allies and enemies who have Bless. And if it's used in Summer Isle, which is the best damage source in Summer Isle, not counting the Fairy Fire option, ends up dealing double damage. The Fairy Fire option itself does less damage than her, but of course, she doesn't have Fairy Fire. So in that sense, if you're using it for support, then she technically does less damage, as the Angel Gem mechanic isn't really that useful, especially since you can just do that with Wand of Stars, and you need to pop these anyway, so it's basically negative mana. Since these don't count as mana, they don't match on their own, so very situational, but still like somewhat decent for a location. If you're not going down the Fairy Fire route for the other one that exists there. But it's perfectly fine. It's just if you're going to be running either Winter's Reach or Summer's Isle, you're generally going to be running Winter's Reach because Glacia is a better option than either of the 2 that are available from Summer Isle. So more often than not, at least on the Monday battle, you'd be doing it in Winter's Reach still. Even if your Glacia isn't that upgraded, like if you only have like level 10 Glacia, I'm pretty sure you'd still be running Glacia over her comparatively. Beyond that, the 2 that are in the PvP shop pretty much useless as they normally are. The 2 that are over here, you still want to end up getting the Glory one though, or the whatever you call this, the Silver Mark one, as it saves you 800 diamonds in the future. But it's one of those ones where if it said and instead of or, it would still pretty much be useless. It does have a little bit of extra support for magic for elves, if you could fit it into an elf team, so it has that going for it. Could be good for Arachne Weaver, kill range, and stuff like that. And the other one is basically a double charm with double mana drain. It's not awful, it's just not worth 25 deed books. Just get it in like a year once available for diamonds. But yeah, those are pretty much all those for PvP. So I'm going to be messing with that, probably mostly just doing the daily, but I might grind a little bit at it as we do need to work towards our 20,000. Also, what on earth is this? We got gems, gems, and gems for the daily. That's kind of funny. Of course, we still have the Halloween event going on every single day this week, so I'll be working on that tonight, of course. I might even mess with the new trip a little bit, but honestly, I don't know. What else is there really to use with it? I love its trait setup, but its ability, because of the either-or mechanic kind of thing, it's just not going to be worth using. It's too random. At least not worth casting. And it's, despite having a decent trait setup, it's not so good that you would run it with basically no ability, which is effectively what it has. So, yeah, it's probably just not going to be worth using, unfortunately. I'll still go get it max and everything this stream, if nothing else, but, yeah, there's just not much of a use case for it. You run under restrictions. I guess maybe under one of its restrictions might come out 1 week, but beyond that, not really much. Still in the middle of the campaign, nothing too noteworthy there. Obviously, we'll be doing Tower of Doom. Tower of Doom got a new weapon type as well. We end up getting this thing. It's really good at killing out the Doom. It ends up dealing a bunch of damage to an enemy and a random enemy, plus 20 per each of the hits. And if the enemy uses brown mana, it bleeds them. And if the enemy has a Doom, it breaks their armor first. So this is going to be really good for killing Doom near the end. I guess you could technically do this on everything on the opposing team as long as they have a Doom. But of course, in normal battles, you're not going to be fighting that many Dooms on the opposing team. It is pretty much something non-existent. So it's only really good for the Doom events themselves. And then after Doom events, these things are pretty much never going to get used again, unfortunately. So not really much of a use case for them overall. But they will at least make the next 6 events a little bit easier. But outside the next 6 events, you're not really going to be running them. Also, we do have the Halloween pet to go hand out today, by the way. We have the in-game one coming out in 1 day and 6 hours. We'll have one to stream probably in about half an hour or so. And of course, there's also the free gems on Halloween itself, which is in like, what, 4 days from now. But anyways, hello everyone. Hope you guys have been doing well. Hello, Bill. Hello, Jets. Hello, Jason. Hello, yeah. Hello, Mulu. Hello, Cookie. Hello, Renolan. And hello, Renes. Welcome, 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 welcome. Alright, so, game plan. Where should we start? We got so many things we need to do. Let's go do the Halloween event just so we don't forget about it, as well as do all the unlocks for it. I'm not sure how much we'll really mess with it, but we'll go unlock everything. Still running the Triple Pharaoh, of course. We could put a tank up front so we don't die, like Wand of Stars or something. But we've kind of been going all in on the mana, just hoping that we don't end up getting sniped. And so far, it's been going good. Their attack range is not so high yet that we really need to worry about it. Probably by the end of the event it would, but where we're currently at is perfectly fine. Oh, though we do have to be careful with that Lycanthropy. We just got hit by Lycanthropy on one of them. That'd be really bad if we get converted there. Yeah, I'm not sure which Halloween pet we have. I just have it marked down as Halloween pet, so I have no clue which one it is. I just know it's one of the old Halloween pets, but it could be literally any of them. I know I'll find out in some amount of time soon. That's pretty much the game plan for today. But yeah, overall, pretty crowded week. And then next week is... Actually, is next week starting the anniversary event? I don't think it is. I think just like one downtime week in between, isn't there? Yeah, next week we have basically nothing unless we're getting an update. Oh, sorry. I'm looking at the wrong one. Yeah, it's still the case, though. Oh, no, never mind. That's not true. We got Guild Wars. We actually got Guild Wars for the thing we were mentioning, too. Because we had event key for Silverglade the other week. So we have Silverglade Guild War next week. Okay, so yeah, we kind of have something going on every week next month. Because the first week is, of course, Halloween, or, you know, going into the Halloween thingy. Following week is Guild War. Following week after that's 11-year anniversary, I think it is. Week after that, Vault Event Weekend. And the only time that there's not really anything happening is the final week of next month. Which, who knows, that could be update week. As we should be getting an update or two in between that time. Definitely at least one before the end of the year, of course. Not sure if they're going to sneak in two, but if they are going to sneak in two, one of them should be in November. And then the other one coming in like mid-December then. Unless they're just going to do one in early mid-December. I hope all you guys have been having a wonderful week so far. So hello, Chad. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Alright, what do we even need here? Him having Submerge is kind of annoying. I actually don't have any counterplay since I'm not running Hero. I think the play would be to let him take a Skull. And then... No! The Explode got him! Oh, it's gonna be hard. Wait. How are we gonna do this? I guess I could Skull him. That works too, I guess. There we go. But yeah, I can't hit the thing with Submerge. The thing's popped up a few times earlier, too. I need to try to make sure I don't take the battle with it. That'll go add something to the team that can actually counter it. The problem is, if you do Wand of Stars to do Curse, you know, you could miss. Maybe we should just go to, like, an extra turn hero class like Mech. This one of the things you use Mech for as well. The problem with Curse is if you curse off a Wand of Stars thing, and it then destroys the skull, it just regains it back unless you have stun, too. Alright, there we go. Let's go get everything. So I haven't gotten any reward yet from the Halloween shop. Of course, it's still around for another week. But we'll go get the new troop. We'll go get all the copies of the pet. And then we'll save the rest of the week off stream for the Power Orb. But as far as all the important rewards, we would have gotten all of them today. And we should be able to afford it with all the points we've had up to this point. Yep, perfect. And then you get the golden version for the 6 buy here. Which I've never returned so far, any of these. Other than for money. But there we go. Just another one for the collection. So hello, I'm back. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope all's been well. And now we just save for the Power Orb over the rest of the week, which is only a couple hundred gems for a Power Orb then. I think like 200 at this point. So pretty cheap. Alright, there we go. So let's go upgrade the pet. Let's go upgrade the troop. And I would say go use it, but honestly, is there anything we need to use it for at the moment? Because I feel like the answer is no. It seems like it would be okay, but other than under like very specific restrictions, I don't think we're ever bringing it out. I guess we could go see its unique mechanic though, because it did get a new trait that nothing actually has at the moment, which is that reflect on damage. Kind of like how we had Submerge on damage like in that previous battle, but it has reflect instead, which is honestly not that bad. And of course it gets +5 to all stats from this. I just wish it was on a better troop. Put it in the shelf next to the Dustbringer that collect dust. I know, right? Pretty much. Oh, let's go take a peek at it, though. Should be able to see it with upgradable here. Now it has this +5 to all stats as well. Where is it in all this mess? There it is. Dark Oracle. Let's go get it orbed up. Actually, let me just go do it with the thing. Oh, it is Mage, so it does gain 6 magic, which actually isn't that bad. Right, anything else we need there? We did that, we did that. Oh, I need to go do the Ascension on it first. I know I came to this orb panel for a reason. This is going to go use a blue orb on it to get it max. So we can then go and level it to max, and we're good to go. Alright, perfect. So, what is the total that we have now? Either give a bunch of life and bless all allies, or deal a bunch of damage and curse all enemies, or explode all gargoyle gems. I wish this wasn't so many ors. Create a good gargoyle gem when an ally casts a spell, so extra turn spamming has some interesting implications with it. Immune to all stats effects, or you know, just impervious. And then gain reflect when it takes damage. Interesting. We'll go do a team with it just for the sake of it real quick. We'll do it over top of the, I guess the faction team, because I don't really intend to use a faction team for, this week. Where is the doomed Oracle thing? Alright, Dark Oracle. Let's go try something with it. I want to try like an infinite extra spam team. What's that one thing called? What the frick is his name? It's the one troll, kind of like the one that came in today. It's been 311 days since you last played Gems of War. Oh gosh, it's been a whole year then. This year's mostly done like PvP related stuff. I would say has been their big focus. The main one being the return of Guild War, which we'll have again in a couple weeks. Yeah, not Forest Troll. I was thinking of, why do I forget his name? I think it was this coloration. All colors, mythic. Why do I forget his name all of a sudden? I haven't used them in a while. Yeah, Sycorax, that's the one. It's not really a common name. But I wanted to do like an infinite loop Sycorax with this to try to utilize the good Gargoyle Gem to try to condense the board so that it goes even better. And then maybe just do that with like a Beatrix since it has good color synergy. Where's Beatrix? Actually, I'll do it with Truffle just so we have like infinite damage. Truffle. Oh yeah, what's that one new mythic called too? Didn't we get, there was a new mythic added pretty recently that I actually forget its name of. It's really, really recent. That was kind of like the alternative for Truffle. I forget his name though. He has disease though. Yeah, Champion of Rot. What coloration was he? What's his extra effect? Yes, disease poison. Let's go for it. I want to try this. No hero on the team. But Dark Oracle, Sycorax, King Truffle, and Champion of Rot. Just want to see once we start getting the extra turn spam going. Obviously, it's going to be a really slow start. I just kind of want to see what happens once it gets rolling. So we're going to do like a +2 green, +1 brown, minus something we don't use. Hero class won't matter. I'm just going to bring this to center area. Oh, we do need to make sure we're up against a team that doesn't have freeze. I don't know, maybe I'll just do it in a random explore then. Where do we have a nice explore 12 location? Oh, let's just do whatever. Let's do Gylvania. Oh, we don't have curse for the thing though, do we? Let's do Sword's Edge. Alright, let's just try it here. Let's just want to mess with it real quick. I want to do at least one battle with the new guy. I don't really see too many instances where you're going to bother bringing it out, but one nice thing about creating good Gargoyle Gems is they do count as a solid gem. So you're making this board smaller, so that you'll have more opportunities to go and try to keep extra turn spamming, which is kind of what we're trying to go for here. Is condense the board to a smaller number. Oh, interesting. It actually retroactively creates the Gargoyle Gem immediately. That could actually get in the way if you're trying to do a convert. That could get in the way of what you're trying to do. Interesting. So that did the explode, which you actually kind of don't want it to do. So we basically don't ever want to cast it. And then we just go and spam into it. Let me get a Truffle going just so we get a nice amount of green on the board. And we should just be able to keep going from there. And then we just do it into green, do it into green, do it into green. But yeah, oh, he has denied green too. No! Literally the one mechanic we need him not to have. That's funny. Yeah, overall, it doesn't seem like it's working as good compared to just putting like a better Truffle team. The Gargoyle Gems seem like they're getting more in the way than they're even helping. Also, I didn't bring a way other than itself to go and pop them, did I? I don't think I did. I was just thinking more extra turn potential. I was almost none. But yeah, then you get them all and then you kind of do whatever your thing is. Okay, it's definitely something. It doesn't seem that great, though. But it is definitely something. Alright, we'll go throw down the blues, start getting our mana back, get the Truffle down, just kill it out at this point. Let's see, can you do damage for once? There we go, finally! We got explode, explode, and damage. He didn't actually do the bless thingy a single time, though we already got like a billion stats effects from his other thing. I don't know, it's interesting, it's just held back a lot by its ability doing basically nothing. Its ability is way too random to ever depend on for anything. So in this situation, we probably could have replaced our Champion of Rot for hero. Even just Wand of Stars. If in doubt, put Wand of Stars onto a team. Yeah, having a life boost ratio could be helpful a lot for it as well. with the Sacrax thing. But anyways, yeah, it's the new Halloween troop. It's not horrible, but you're really probably not bringing it out for anything other than, you know, category restrictions where you kind of have to use it. Like when you're building a general team, it's just way too slow to bother with. There's way better things that can do mass stats effects out there. Though there aren't too many things that really do reflect properly. But I'm really curious to see what future troops will look like that gain reflective surface, because it's a really good trait. It's just the first thing that they put it on, which is that troop is just not that useful, unfortunately. But the trait itself is pretty useful. Alright, let's go do the entirety of Tower of Doom real quick. We should be scouted. And by the entirety, I mean whatever my guild is scouted up to. Well, never mind. Also, who on earth did all the scouting? Wow. It was Mustaine and then I assume JD there. Let me go give them their reward. I always like to do it forever. Scouts Tower of Doom. Yeah. It was that and Mustaine. Okay. JD and Mustaine. Guild. Where are we going to? Roster. Give gift. Oh, nice. We actually got quite a few of them since the last event. We were as low as like 3 earlier. We're up to 12 now, which is nice. And Mustaine also ended up doing it. There we go. But I've been saving most of the gifts just for that these days. Paying out people who end up doing absurd scouting for Tower of Doom. Since they have to spend extra gems to go and do it anyways. There we go. Alright, we got all the scouting we need for the entire week already done. And this was the team that we're going to use. So for the earlier battles, we will be using the hero weapon all the way in... I guess second slot is fine. But we will eventually put in the first slot to tank. But for the earlier battles, of course, we do not need any amount of tank ability, so it's not really going to matter. Yeah, I feel like Mustaine always ends up scouting. He's normally on, like, right at reset time, a lot of times. So he's, like, one of the first or first 2 to end up scouting out everything, a lot of times. I think he just does, like, his free battles. Because I think he bought to, like, tier 5 and then just did all the battles or so. Or maybe he bought all the way. It's hard to tell because of scouting all of them. Maybe he just buy the full thing. He's actually quite a bit deeper than if you would have just bought in that amount. Now, what do we need here? We did that. Oh, yeah, that's the only one. All right. Good to go. Yeah, we'll stick with this team and then just switch it out once we need to. And by switch, I just mean switch their position. But it should run the whole time. It's not a single time where it's going to fall off. We have Submerge removal off of Dispel. We have the armor tearing weapon, so if there's something that revives, we can always just poke it too. I do wish the weapon was a little bit better, though. Like, the armor tear is nice if you're up against a Doom, but, you know, in a normal battle, you're never up against a Doom. So I wish instead of having that, they would have just made it like 5 hits and had it focus more on the stats effect or something. And maybe just made it so you got 1 extra hit if you were up against a Doom or something. But if this would have done 4, 5, 6 hits, it would have actually been kind of viable. But only 2, it just doesn't do enough damage for no follow-up whatsoever. Even if it did have follow-up, there's already things that do 2. Like Doom Spade of that exact same color is a brown weapon that hits 2 enemies and then creates 1 billion brown gems, assuming your team is brown and the enemy team is mostly brown. But in situations where you'd be using it, that would be the case. Otherwise, you wouldn't bring it out. But that weapon is way stronger than that one. As it basically does the same thing, but with infinite mana accumulation. Whereas this has no mana accumulation at all. I don't even think it has a perk that gives it mana. Like, it just does its ability, and then you're all the way at 0 out of 18. There's no follow-up at all. Like, unless you're using that as your final blow to kill a Doom, it's pretty much not even worth casting, even in the Doom event. Like, it has to be your final blow to kill Doom for it to even be worth casting. Wait, having a Doom on your team works? I thought it's only if the enemy has a Doom. Though that would be an interesting mechanic to add to all the Doom weapons. Make it so instead of enemy team, it's both enemy team and ally team. I thought it was just enemy team though. But does it work for both? Even with that, I don't think that's enough to make it viable though. Like, let's say hypothetically it always did armor tier 100% of the time. You're only doing a double poke armor tier with no boost ratio. You'd still be better off just using Mang. That one brown red weapon that you get basically for free once you level up your hero. That gives you like 1 billion attack when you end up casting it. Or at least if you're fighting something strong, because you basically scale up to their attack value. Like, something like that would be better to use, even if this had a 100% rate of doing it. Even though it would be about half the amount of damage. But you get your damage back with all the extra attack you get from actually casting it. I was not sure why. I've been coughing a lot today. It's been a really gloomy day today as well. So I saw a giant spider in my bathroom earlier that I'm pretty sure came in through the vent. So you know it's starting to get to the colder season. Because all the insects are starting to come in. Slowly but surely they're lurking too far. I let it live because it was outside of range. Luckily, it seemed to be a very nocturnal one because I have not seen it again. So I assume it crawled back down the vent. Is that everything here? Looks like it. Yeah, we'll hand out the pet as soon as we clear out Tower of Doom. How about that? The old Halloween pet. I'm not sure which one it is, but hopefully it's one that you guys need. Someone will probably mention it once we hand it out. I have no clue which one it is. Oh, is that the only thing we needed? Wow, we're getting a lot of single room floors. This is unfortunate. At least it gets us through them a little bit quicker, if nothing else. Though I feel like Tower of Doom is already a pretty quick event. It's one of those events where I feel like it's always completed by like Wednesday. And this is for a guild that normally finishes an event by like Saturday or Sunday. Yet every single week, Tower of Doom is basically full completed by Wednesday. Between all of our scouters and everyone actually doing their battles, because you don't really need that many. Then the fact that the battles are a little bit more required to get full loot. Though the loot that you get for doing all your battles, I guess, matters a bit less now. Because nowadays you get everything you need from the orbs. So as long as you do some vault events, you already get all the power-ups you need to go upgrade all the Doom weapons. But no, it's still nice getting more of it. It's a lot less needed compared to in the past, though, when it was the only way of upgrading them. Do we have any maple trees? No. I forget what trees they are, but I don't think we have any maples around. I will be skipping all the haste, by the way, as we normally do. It's generally not really worth taking unless you're scouting, or if you just really want to min-max how deep you go. It does get you closer to getting more sigils. Each one of those battles is the equivalent of like 0.5 extra battles or something. It's just you're going to have way more than enough by the end of the week to do it, just with the buying the Doom weapon at tier 4 for 500 gems. Like that is already more than enough to make it through the whole way. Even if you have to scout some for your guild, that is still enough. The Doom event gives a lot of extra battles. Because it kind of assumes that the guilds won't be as organized and won't scout as much. But if you have a guild that does, it slightly underestimates how many battles you have. If you just do the perfect optimal rooms every time. Because for whatever reason, this game mode doesn't seem like it was scaled for always perfect pathing. Despite that being like the whole purpose of the game mode is to, you know, report back to your guild where all the better rooms are. Alright, we got 3 and 4. Our first fireball as well. We will still grab these. These are almost like haste scrolls in a sense. And yet you can do a weaker battle in order to have more battles later. Well, technically the haste makes it so you have more battles later. This one basically makes it so you do a weaker battle and then can skip a harder battle later. Which doesn't get you any battle... Oh, no, I guess it still gives you battle value because it's moving towards a Valraven. So yeah, Fireball is basically just a definitively better haste. As it does effectively what haste does, except it lets you win a harder battle later. As it's still moving you closer to getting your Valhawk. Or the Valraven thing to give you more sigils. But it also gives you the power of skipping a later battle with a weaker battle. Supposedly an update is coming to show the rooms after they're scouted. Really? That'd be so free. That'd actually be crazy if they added that. Because no longer would you have to communicate with your guild at all. If one person finding the room to shows it to everyone. I feel like that'd be crazy broken, but in a sense, it already does that now. So I guess maybe they're just doing that for quality of life. Because as long as your guild's communicating where they are, you know, you kind of already basically have that now. Like, we already know where every good room is, obviously. So if the game actually told us what they were after someone scouts it, that'd be nice. Yeah, you get a lot of upgrades for the Doom weapon. Doing the entirety of all your Doom battles, AK up to floor 25, gives you half the scrolls you need to fully max a weapon. So that's not bad. It's just there's orbs that do that now for you, if you have a lot of them. So doing all your Doom battles really, I guess in the current state of the game, only really matters earlier in the game, or in mid-game when you're actually trying to get all the weapons upgraded. Because eventually you have way more than enough to supply them just off of orbs. Like, I think I can upgrade another, like, 20 Doom weapons right now or something. You know how long that is? We get a Doom event, like, once a month. Let's say we get, like, 15 in a year or something. Because I think it's, like, 13 or 14 in a year. But let's just say 15. So I could go a little over a year not getting a single one of these scrolls, and we'd still be able to go and upgrade everything. And, of course, we'd be gaining even more during that time. So we could probably go for, like, 2 or 3 years without getting a single scroll and still be able to upgrade every Doom weapon. Technically, indefinitely, if we played Vault Event enough. Or anything else that gives a lot of orbs. Because what is it? I think it's like a 5% chance to get them off of a power orb. I mean, not a power orb, off of a major orb. Isn't it 5%? It's like 5% or 10%, I don't remember. I think it's 5%. That you get the one that upgrades the Doom weapon. I forget because it hasn't been relevant for me for a while. So I kind of forgot about it at this point. Should I take powers? I guess I'll take power to help out the guild. We only have to take like 2 today. Might as well. I'll probably skip the later power though. But I'll take them now because the earlier you take them, the better to start stacking stats. But the deeper you go, or you know, the more stats your overall guild has, the less effective each one is. Yeah, I'll go for them still. I'll take for the 2 for today, but the rest of them we'll probably skip. That assumes I make it to floor 17. We might actually not make it there today. After 25, Fireball is just a glorified haste scroll. Yeah, I generally refer to pre-25 strategy normally. Because honestly, I don't know why people grind that much beyond 25. I appreciate the people in my guild that do, because it helps out a lot. Especially for some people that might not do the full thing. But I don't understand why. Because this game mode has really bad return for going any deeper than 25. Unless I'm missing something. But aside from getting all rewards, there's basically no... Which is pretty easy to do. There's no point really to grinding beyond 25. And then just to make sure your guild gets all those rewards. Because the leaderboard reward is pointless. Even if you make first place, it's barely anything. At floor 13, what do we have here? Only 5. As soon as these battles hit 0, we'll go hand out the Halloween pet then. For the redeem code thingy thing. And of course the in-game one will be this Wednesday, the new one. And then we'll probably go to mess with PvP a little bit. That'll clear all other dailies and then go to PvP. As of course, it's a new PvP week, so I do want to get a little bit of grinding on there. As we do need to get 20,000 again before we're allowed to start getting points. Or, you know, using them for deed books. Oh no, the resummon, and that's not enough damage. No! If there was a Doom there, that would be. Oh, wait. Is that enough damage? Wait, did I upgrade this weapon earlier? Yeah, I did. Wait, that's barely enough damage. I was gonna say, it should be enough if I upgraded it. It was. He uses 40 extra damage, 20 per hit. Question, had the current cost of guild tasks at the last number 12 decreased because your alt account was paid only 350k when it usually is 750k? Wait. Had the current cost of guild tasks at the last number 12 level decreased? I don't think it has. Because I did a full buy-in earlier, and I'm pretty sure it was the same amount it always was. Maybe someone already put a little bit of gold into it, because I'm pretty sure I spent 2.61 million gold. And I'm pretty sure it's always been that, hasn't it? Because normally on a Monday, if I get in early, I'll donate 2.6 mil instead of 2 mil, because that's how much it costs to do all of a category in the previous category. I can check right here. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that number is exactly the same. It's 2.61 mil. So maybe someone already contributed some money towards it or something. Because I'm pretty sure it's the same number it's always been. 2.61 mil. Which is the amount that you would spend if you bought one full category to completion. Which someone else did as well. A couple people did. But I'm pretty sure that's the number it normally is. Because there hasn't been any update that changed it or anything. Or there shouldn't have been. How many more battles do we have? Several more. 14. Where are we at? We did Fireball. Need to go get the unlocked scroll. Obviously saving all the Fireballs and Heroisms for the later floors. Just to skip some of the slightly harder battles. Not like we're going to lose them, but you know, saves time. Oh no, I might lose my Flower Dragon soon. Okay, I think we're finally getting deep enough I have to tank with Hero. These battles are starting to get just ever so slightly sketchy otherwise. Like, not quite in def category yet, but we're getting close enough that we should probably switch it. In case there's something that does like extra scroll damage popping up somewheres. It's not even like we're blocking our mana that much. We're using half mana to start Hero class, so we're only blocking brown ever so slightly. At worst, we'll just have to spend an extra turn getting mana. But now our Flower Dragon basically can never die. Yeah, that was the only one we needed. Alright, 16. Oh, we got our first lucky. I'm actually surprised it's the first one we've seen this whole time. It gives 2 extra battles for the Doom event, so it's easier to complete out the event. Or to push the leaderboard if your guild's trying to push the leaderboard for whatever reason. But it mostly helps make sure that your other guild mates, if they do a little bit less, basically covers for their points. And of course gets all the rewards a little bit earlier in the week. And if every single person in your guild does it, that's an extra 600 points. Or 60, I mean. Just for one single room, which is pretty huge. And then number 4. That's a lot of extra contribution, given that each one needs like only a few hundred. And just finding one of them is already 60 on its own. Is everything on this floor? I believe so. Also, we are going to make it to 17, it looks like. I was saying earlier, might not, but it looks like we are. 6 and 4. I keep forgetting how decently common Val Ravens are here. It's like almost every third battle, it feels like. Like every third, every fourth, somewhere's around there. Alright, 17. Let's go take our final power, because I'm probably not grabbing any other ones. Oh no, are we at the point where we don't even need them? Oh no, we still are at a pretty good spot. I would say at least 10 magic you'd want to get. After that, the diminishing return starts to get a little slow. At least got to get that double-digit magic in there. Alright, what were we doing? We're on floor 17. Taking the power and then taking the other one. Because of course power gives +1 to all of them. But the main reason you do it is because of magic. The extra durability is okay and everything, but you're doing it almost exclusively for the extra magic damage. This isn't enough damage to kill, which is really sad. That's how you know a damaging weapon isn't good. If you're actively trying to not cast it. It just doesn't do enough to actually kill something. That's a good sign that your damaging weapon isn't doing enough damage. Yes, hello Isabel! Welcome, welcome. Hope all's been well. Alright, yes, everything we need here. And then probably the final battle if we don't get a Valhawk here. Let's see, do we get one? Do we not get one? We don't. Oh yeah, final battle. And then we'll go hand out the pet code then. For one of the old Halloween ones. Yeah, let me know which one it is, because I have no clue. We'll find out in a moment. Alright, there we go. Tower of Doom completed for now. We'll finish out the rest later. Let's go hand out the pet code. Alright, here you guys go. Are you ready? On gemsofwar.com and for the game code section. 3, 2, 1. Alright, there it is. In between the cookie, comment. Oh, that's weird. On one it shows it in between, on the other one it doesn't. What does it show on your guys' end? Okay, it does show it in between. That's weird, because on my other chat form, it shows them next to each other. Because it has a different delay than the one on YouTube side. That's kind of funny. Seems to have, like, extra delay. But there we go. Anyways, what are we doing next? So there's the old Halloween pet. Let's go grab our gems. I need the anyways for the extra XP booster. Oh, not with that team, though. We were just messing with the Halloween troop earlier. Yep, no problem on the code, everyone. Definitely make sure to reclaim it quickly if you are around, because I think those only have like 50 claims these days, these special pet codes. They have quite a bit less claims on them. But yeah, there should be one of the old Halloween pets. Does anyone know which one? What year it is? But it's one of the old ones. And of course this year we're getting the Halloween Poodle or whatever it was. Another one for the pile. Actually, what even is the pet pile these days? Aren't we almost at 500? Oh, it's the 2021 Halloween pet. There you guys go. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this during the video, but this is just the pet thing, right? Again? Yeah, it's just to get the copy of the pet. Ever since they put a shiny key there, they've never made it a shiny key again. Which I find really funny. Because they don't want to have like a similar glitch to happen again. So now they just did it with the pet again. Because if such a glitch were ever to occur, if you were to get a billion copies of a pet, it wouldn't really matter. But getting a billion copies of a shiny key sure would. But ever since that, they've been doing back-to-back pets instead of pet then shiny key. So it basically gives you 2 weeks during the event to go get the pet then. Because you need one additional copy, so you have to do either do the event either 1 of the 2 weeks. But if you're keeping up with dailies and everything, you're probably getting it done both weeks automatically. But now you have like a 2-week buffer to get it instead of just a 1 week. Similar to the actual event itself. But yeah, a lot of gems today. Really nice. We're going to be seeing that a lot soon too as well, because we're going to be getting the 11-year anniversary stuff. And I know normally during those weeks they bring out a really big reward every single day normally, as well as whatever else they end up doing through the daily adventure board thing. And normally it's a lot of deep books, so hopefully we can finally get our final yellow deep book, because I'm still one short, as well as our last several purples. I think I'm like 9 purple short, so that we might not be able to get. But I only need 1 yellow to be able to get +2 permanent attack right now. We are so close, it's so far. By the time we have 20,000 PvP points, probably by next week, maybe we'll aim for it by Monday of next week, we should be able to go and get them then. And then again, we can only do 3 per day, so maybe we won't be able to get them all in that day, but we'll at least get 3 rolls and hope it rolls. Because last I recall, we're literally 1 yellow deed book short on the upgrade here. Yep, I'm either 34 yellow deeds short, which we're probably not getting, or 1 single yellow deed book, and we'll have +2 permanent attack. 1 from this and 1 from the 30 star. Because we'll get 1 for both of them from the level 20 there. So close. Alright, what else do we have? Dailies, check. Campaign, check. We'll get done on its own. Tower of Doom, check. We literally just did it. Halloween event, check. We started it at the beginning of the stream so we wouldn't forget it. But yeah, don't forget to do this. It's still a daily for next week to get whatever rewards you want. Underspire. I don't think I have my Underspire team pasted in yet. I'm probably doing bare minimum Underspire this week because honestly, I'm not a fan of what we have to use. As far as what we have to use, it's basically just AoE spam. But the mana accumulation options aren't that great. It's the issue a lot of events have where the amount of damage you have isn't really awful. It's more so the mana accumulation to get everything rolling to be able to go use your damage is the aspect that is awful. Grab a free lantern. I guess I'll do all the battles since we're only doing 7 right now. I was going to switch over to PvP, but 7 battles is going to take like 2 minutes. Even with how slow they're going to be, it's still going to be pretty quick. Yeah, the legend for this place isn't bad. You don't tend to use it that often, just because it's really only useful in the kingdom context itself. But if you're in an Urska restriction, not Urska because there's better options, but Urski specifically, the kingdom, then King Mikhail's not bad. It's a nice quick like AoE option. Also, thank you so much, Ultra Warrior. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the content and dedication to Gems of War. No problem. Glad I could help. If you guys have any other questions ever, let me know. But yeah, 11-year anniversary of the game in just a few weeks. It's crazy we've been doing this for 11 years. And April of next year will be 9 years of doing it every single week consecutively. It's crazy that it's already almost like 11 years now. That's so high. I remember when we started playing, I would literally be on my college laptop in between classes and doing homework and everything. Because I was like doing full-time college classes, even slightly above what was considered full-time. Because I think full-time was like 5 classes. I was thinking like 6 or 7 at some points. But I was also doing full-time work to pay for it. So occasionally I was like posting videos on my YouTube channel, which I don't technically count as the start of the YouTube channel, but I would occasionally like post some videos just for like a little bit extra money here and there. But I was mostly doing what's it called? I was mostly doing like flea marketing, a few other things at the time for like actual money. Because even the channel to this day doesn't actually make that much. Like the total amount I've made from this channel after 9 years is not even a 6-figure number. I'm pretty sure it's below a 6-figure number after 9 years. We're technically 8.5 at this point. So it doesn't make that much. I only have 1 battle left. We'll go take that one over. Alright, there we go. The only thing left is PvP then. So let's go do the nice fresh PvP week. Of course, as we mentioned earlier, we kind of went over all the things, but yeah, we got all the rewards reset. Main goal as far as within the next week or so is I want to try to get to 20,000 so that we can regain the ability to buy deed books again. As that's the only feature we rarely lose right at the beginning of one that we pretty much want to go get back as soon as we can. Especially since we have a lot of kingdom upgrades. Most notably the one yellow deed book until we get our +2 permanent attack. So we're going to want to keep dumping at that when applicable. And we'll try to aim for next Monday to try to get it done. But to be able to do that, we need to go grind some. So let's go get some points. We'll go do the dailies for it, and then we'll just grind, I guess, maybe some central then. Might even just throw down the XP booster and just go all out for a little bit. But first, let's go take out all the buffs and everything else we need. First thing first, let's go get spell reduction. I'll probably double buff today as well. What is the most efficient way to do the PvP objectives for the seasonal goals? Mostly just doing the dailies gets you a lot of them done. I don't think you really need to go out of your way beyond just doing dailies. Dailies being to go take the battle on a given day. Well, for one, I believe you're allowed to change alliance at the beginning of a new PvP season. So if you're not in Dark Alliance is the way that you get the most amount of reward from doing it. Unless you just want the convenience of having extra stats. But normally it's better to have the gold marks from being in Dark Alliance, so you can change what alliance you're in. I believe there's a 1-week buffer period right now at the beginning of a new PvP season. But you generally always want to be in Dark Alliance. But basically, PvP dailies are go do whatever one has swords on it. This occurs on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Those 5 days, you'll have to go do these battles. And then the day after all 5 of those days, you then can claim those for gold marks. So for example, tomorrow we'll be able to, in Dark Alliance, claim Fae for gold marks and Elemental for gold marks. And the only other daily beyond that is just do your 3 Valhawks. But if you do all those, I believe that covers every single objective in here, except for 2. The only 2 it doesn't cover is getting like an absurd amount of leak points, which I think you need like 350,000, 500,000 for this. Is absurdly high. So it doesn't cover that. And it doesn't cover maxing out the guy. This would get covered by doing buying the pass. So if you bought the pass, you would easily hit this. But if you're doing free, you're not going to be able to get enough. These are the only 2 you're generally never going to get done. This one, because it's really heavily time-gated by doing almost like 4 times as much PvP as the dailies. Like 3 to 4 times more than the dailies you would have to do to fully complete this. And this one is mostly just money-gated. Because if you just did the bare minimum, you'd be able to get this done if you bought the pass. But this one's slightly money-gated to get all the reward done. But everything else just gets done automatically just from doing dailies. Killing enemies you'll do automatically, win battles. Monoliths is part of the dailies. Monolith level 4 battles are part of dailies. Citadel battles are part of dailies. Guardian battles are part of dailies. Reaching diamond rank you literally get automatically, assuming you're already diamond rank. These are like the only 2 that generally don't get done by doing dailies. This one requires like 3 to 4 times more time than the dailies. And this one because it's basically paywalled in a sense if you're just doing only dailies. Unless you get like really good RNG or save some burning marks from a previous season. Alright, what are we doing here? Fae. I'm gonna go take out Fae real quick with a quick kill Glacia team. Which, since we have Fae, I believe we have Leprechaun. Right? Isn't Leprechaun Fae? Yeah, we do. Alright, so this is basically just cast Leprechaun until we win. Glacia... Wait, where's Glacia? Glacia... I guess we'll get a wand in there because why not? And then... Oh no, is there anything else we can do for mana? Oh wait, don't we have Mist Mother? Yeah, there we go. One of the few instances you get a lot of value out of Mist Mother. And I'll do a mech just in case they have like Submerge or something. And then Banner is just, I guess just green-blue. Yeah, something like that. There we go. Alright. That should be fine. But they're going to have to come up with a way to allow you to upgrade them easier. There are ways to do it with the burning chests, or, you know, the one that's slightly more expensive. It allows you to target them directly. But yeah, the way that the Immortals upgrade is a little bit weird. It's one of the more paywalled things within the game currently. Luckily, you don't really need them upgraded to really do much with them. But if you ever want to get all of your Immortals to an absurdly high level, it is a little bit paywalled compared to some things in the game. It's not something you can infinitely farm because there's X amount of points you can earn per PvP season. That's completely capped doing free. Even if you're doing paid, it's still capped. It's a really capped resource currently in the game. Like how many burning marks and everything else you can get. Yeah, with the extra Fairy Fire, we should be one-shotting almost every time. The only exception is a lot of things here probably have immune to Fairy Fire. We could go out of our way to Curse, but it's probably not worth doing on most battles. Oh no, it replaced the Hourglass Gem. I was hoping it wouldn't so we'd get an extra turn. Oh, sorry, I didn't see your other question. Furion Immortals. Are there, so many of them now? How in the world are you ever going to get them upgraded? You buy the pass last season? That's kind of one of the big issues with them. I guess I only read the other one, didn't read the second part, my bad. But, yeah, that's a big issue with Mortals just in general at the moment. Is I wish they would add more ways to be able to just earn burning marks and everything. As pretty much every way that you obtain them, is capped. If you buy the season pass, it's still capped. If you do the free amount, it's super capped. There's only X amount you could really earn every season. Because I'm still actually missing some of the Immortals. Of course, we've only been doing free ones since then. But I'm still missing one of the secondary Immortals that came out like 4 seasons ago. I still don't have a single copy of Immortal Gemini. Though this season I got it in one pull, the new guy. I ended up pulling, the Immortal Monstrera, which is the one that is harder to get of the two, because they always add 2. There's one thing that I'm always really confused about that they end up doing with Immortals. I assumed with the way that Immortals would be released is they would only add 1 per season, so that you could actually target a new one every single time. But the main thing I don't understand about how they did the Immortal system is they add 2 every season. One that is super easy to get, which you'd kind of expect for the new one, but then one that is absurdly hard to get every single season. Like for this season, that's going to be Immortal Monstrera. For the previous season, it was Immortal Leo, which I got in 0 copies of. Season before that was Immortal Drakon, which I got 1 or 2 copies of. And I believe the season before that, I assume was Immortal Gemini. Because, gosh, if that was like 5 seasons ago, that's crazy. But yeah. So those were like the last 4 that we've had so far. But I'm not sure why they made it like that, because it is so absurdly hard to ever get those up. Because they're never the focused one. It would make a lot of sense if they only had the new one as the new one, because this is really easy to go and get focused. And if they only did 1 new Immortal each time. But the fact they do 2 is just really weird design. Because that second one, even if you buy the pass, even if you get a bunch of extra burning marks, is so absurdly hard to upgrade. Whatever the secondary Immortal is that they add for any given season. So I'm not sure why they do it like that. Also, while I'm here, I might as well upgrade some stuff. We have like a billion upgrades here. Let's go through an upgrade spree. Alright, we do that. Grab the other one. Right, any more beyond that? I think we had like one other sneaking around somewhere. Oh yeah, the new guy. Yeah, there we go. Get his little bit of score reduction. Oh, is that all of them? Looks like it. Until we get more. Alright, let's go and finish out these battles real quick. Only got 1 more left for the thing. Oh wait, I just realized, am I doing normal battles? No, I'm doing the Citadels. I thought it was for a second because you're showing the other thing, but never mind. We're fine, we're fine. Oh, Tyrion! Welcome, welcome. No, we'll take that because... Oh no, oops, I took that in the wrong way. That already got overwritten by 1 of the gems. Because that was going to be a yellow extra turn. Oh, he's using that really annoying mana drain guy. Gotta keep taking blues to make sure he doesn't take it. Oh, it should be okay now. Ooh, mana drain guy didn't go down, unfortunately. Which pet was it? It was the 2021 Halloween pet. Whatever one that one was. Actually, I haven't even checked to see which one it is. People are mentioning it in chat, but I haven't actually checked to see which one that is. Like, visually. Actually, I guess I won't be able to check. Someone claimed it for me. No, we don't have it here. Because I'm not going to know just based on that what it is, and you can't actually check based on year. I wish they would allow you to search that. Like if I type 2021 in here, it's not going to show anything. Because on their extra flavor text. I don't even think typing in Halloween brings it up. Actually, how do you spell Halloween? Is that even how you spell Halloween? I actually forget. I forget which one it is. But whatever the 2021 Halloween pet was. I have no way of searching for it in-game. On third-party websites, it's a little bit easier because you actually can search those terms. But oddly enough, within the game itself, you can't check by year or anything else like that. I wish you could. Every third-party website that has a pet section, you could check it on, though. But the actual in-game version, you can't, oddly enough. Boris? Oh, it was Boris. Okay. I go check which one that was, though. Boris. Oh, this was the one that we ended up coming into code, then. This little guy. Yeah, there he is. And of course, we already have a max in the pass. Alright, anything else we need to do here? We did that. I need to go do the daily battle, and that's it, right? Because we already did the other thing. So at this point, it's basically just do some central battles. So with that being said, let's go use an EXP booster. Let's go for like 15 minutes, just go clear them out then. I'll just run like quick kill in middle. Let's run that for the rest of the stream then. Because I need some more PvP rating so we could work towards 20,000 by next Monday. Honestly, I should probably go use his VP tokens too, just to speed it up a little. The only reason I kind of not want to use them is I don't think I'm actually going to go for a leaderboard this week. I generally only like bringing them out if we're going to actually go for convert them into gold marks. So I actually won't use them then. Because I prefer saving them when we could convert them into some amount of gold marks, like if we're trying to make ruby or diamond or something. Because then we can get to convert them into like 90 to 100 gold marks or so. If I use them now, it would only be converting it into just getting deed book slightly earlier, but we're going to get access to that regardless. If we're just patient a little bit longer. Or just grind a little bit more. But it's the only bad thing about PvP reset day. I guess the way around that is if you save some of your totem things, they get converted into X amount of points. Hey, that reminds me, does anyone know how to bring that pop-up back up? Didn't one of the previous updates say that there'd be a pop-up that you can click after a PvP season to go see all your previous results? I was going to go over that during the video, but it popped up once when I logged in, and it never popped up again. And I didn't see any button on the PvP screen where I could click it to go pick it back up. Like, it showed some of the breakdown, but then it went away. I was kind of mashing through it because it was just not the login screen. Yours froze and never popped up again as well. Because that was one of the things that was in one of the previous patches, like a breakdown of the PvP stuff. Nothing like that important was in there. I was going to show it in today's video, but it doesn't seem like it was working. Or at least it never re-popped back up anyway. I couldn't find any button to bring it back up. It doesn't have anything that important in it, though. But one thing that it does have is the totem breakdown. Like how much each of your totems got converted into point-wise. And a few other tidbits of info. But hopefully it'll fix that when they fix Guild War. Also, I wonder if this next Guild War is going to be just as broken. Because I'm pretty sure they haven't done a mini patch to go and fix it. So matchmaking for next Guild War should be just as hilarious as it was the most recent Guild War. Until they actually get a patch out to go fix it. Which the upside of that is we get a lot of free value. Because the event is so easy. The downside of that is every single battle might just be trivial. Like it will literally be like a one-person guild or something. We even found 0 people guild during it. So if that's gonna be a case again, it's gonna be a really anticlimactic Guild War next week. Because every battle's just gonna die almost instantly. Hello, Mini! Welcome, welcome, welcome. It should be on the top right of the PvP map. I'll go check it again. I was looking in bottom right, so maybe that was my problem. See if I can find a button up there. Top right. Oh yeah, season ends. Wait. There it is. Oh, I was looking for bottom right. It's at top right. Is this all the info we got? I thought I had more than this. Season of Honor has ended. Thank you for participating. Blah, blah, blah. Icon seasonal conversion. With the end of the season, all unused icons have been converted to VP for the new seasons at 20% of their value. Of course, I got 0 because I already used them all. But it shows you the breakdown otherwise. I thought I had more info than this. Yeah, it mostly shows you your totem breakdown thing. If you had any left over. That's basically it. But yeah, I thought they said it was in bottom right. Apparently it's in top right. And it kind of just blends in with the billion buttons that are over there. But I thought I had more info on it, like how many PvP points you get and everything else. Apparently not. So it's basically just to tell you what your totems got converted into. Because before it would just do it and not even tell you about it. So it's mostly an interface to tell you what's happening with them. Because prior to that interface, it would literally just convert them and not tell you at all what happened with them. Like some people might have thought that it was a bug or something. Like, where'd all my totems go? They're gone. But it actually made it a little bit clearer what's happening with them. Because before, they would basically just all get deleted into the points. But if you didn't know about it, it just seems like they were getting deleted and nothing was happening. There's a thread on the forums with all the Guild War bugs? Oh gosh. That must be a very long thread. These last Guild War and assumably this upcoming Guild War are very broken. Mostly in a good way though. At least from a resource perspective, it's actually really good how it's broken currently. It's basically just 4 days of free wins. Unless you're a smaller guild, in which case you're probably getting decimated by gigantic guilds, but maybe we'll get a bunch of smaller guilds too. So even in a smaller guild, it might still be helping a lot. Because I think the biggest guild we had to fight all last week had like 10 people in it. On like the very first day. And then every other day was like a 0 or 1 person guild. I think what I'm going to try to do is try to hit about like 14,000 PvP points this week. Then next week's Monday, we try to hit the rest by trying to do the full array of points all on day 1. And even run the 1 hour booster probably next week's Monday. That way we can hit 20,000 on next week's Monday. And hopefully go on upgrade Suncrest on the same day. You know what you miss when there is no Guild War at all? Honestly, it was kind of nice not having Guild War for a little while. I'm glad it's back, though. Wait, did I just get, web spinnered? How did I just get web spinnered so hard? I know he has all the scroll creation, but still, it's kind of crazy. I almost just got full team wiped by a web spinner into double, Eye of Argus for the skull spam. But yeah, web spinner, if you don't have immune, still crazy damage. It's triple damage to like everything in the game, as long as it doesn't have immune to web or poison. So if you have no immunity on your team, he just kills you in like 8 skulls. Not ideal. Yeah, there's a lot of fun combinations you could do with it. I am curious with some of the changes that they're going to be doing, potential with 9.0, or whatever that one monolith thingy is, the Citadel system thingy, whatever they're calling it. But I'm curious to see if it makes Skull Spam retake the meta again. Because it's probably been the longest amount of times where Skulls has not been the meta in the history of Gems of War. Not that Skulls are bad right now, just casting is still way superior. Mostly thanks to Stellaryx and Flower Dragon. But even if neither of them were in the game, there's still a lot of really good cast teams out there. Even budget ones like Double Tesla is so strong. Because it keeps scaling on all the extra armor that keeps getting added everywhere. Not just the player's own armor, but of course enemy armor. So it not only scales to every game mode, but also scales to the fact that you're gaining more armor over time compared to other stats. Is the ratio of all the kingdoms and everything else has way more HP and armor compared to magic and attack. So over time, you're scaling on armor way quicker than you are on some of the other stats, which benefits Tesla the most, as well as everything else but an armor boost ratio, but it's particularly relevant for Tesla. It's not like a lot of other armor boosters where just boosting on your own team. It gets to boost on all your own team's benefits and still fully scales to the enemy team. So it gets to double dip its value really well. There's a lot of other things on the in the game only boost on your ally stats. Like whenever you get extra magic, even in something like Flower Dragon, like it only boosts based on your stats. The enemy stats don't really matter at all, which is why you generally don't run it at super high level range. Like for example, high level Underworld. You don't tend to run it because you're better off with insta kills, because it doesn't scale all the way that high. It's really good at things that are similar to your stats or even like double your stats, but once you start getting higher than that, it's time to start just insta-killing them because it doesn't have enough damage. But Tesla the entire way still has damage because it's scaling off of them. It's something Flower Dragon, despite how absurdly strong it is, can't do. But Tesla can. Oh, I was going to go talk Shaka, but Lucky Skull ended up doing it for us. Good to go. How's the XP booster looking? Oh, we're only got like 2 minutes left. I thought we had a little more time than that. Yeah, I'll probably just go to the end of the booster at this point. So I'm not sure if we're going to be streaming on Halloween or not. I know, is there any good Halloween game this year to go stream for Halloween? Maybe we'll do that for Halloween just for the sake of it. What day is Halloween this year? It's on Friday. I don't know, what's a good Halloween game that takes like 2 to 5-ish hours? Not necessarily a horror game, necessarily. I don't know, we'll do something that day, I guess. If I have time. Among Us stream? No. You promise you won't immediately stab me? Has it been going pretty well? May I ask a gem mastery question? Sure, feel free. What do you want to know about it? But yeah, Isabel, that one game you were mentioning earlier, I could probably do that on November 4th on my birthday. Just to give us something fun to mess around with on that day then. I'll just stream it for like half the day then. Is that probably be on November 4th then? I'll just do it exactly on my birthday. My mom is starting to recover some, but her movement's still not like the greatest, so probably not celebrating much here. You're around level 205 for all your gem masteries. Should you choose magic mastery whenever you keep getting them no, generally to keep them balanced. The only reason I do magic every single time is not because it's good, but because we did that all the way at the beginning of the game because the purple weapons were a little bit better at launch. And then afterwards, I was like, okay, I'm just going to keep doing it. And then we kept doing it for like 10 years straight, soon to be 11 years straight. But no, there isn't any reason why you should go into magic. I just do it out of because we do. The only reason we go into magic is because we go into magic. There's no beneficial reason for doing so. It's actually unbeneficial because it will lower your overall surge chance a bit. Because it has quite a bit diminishing return whenever you go and get your masteries up. Which I guess I can somewhat show it in a battle. But it is way better to equally distribute into every color than to ever go all in on one. But like I would, for example, have at least 66% everything if I didn't go all in on purple. Which means I would have 3 higher percent surge overall if I would have just went even. As it'd basically just be straight 66%, but instead I have 68% with like a bunch of 65s. So I'd have overall better surge rate if I simply just went even on all. But yeah, even on all is best. I just do it because why not? It started because of the first month or so of the game. And then we just kept doing it for 11 years. For no other reason, because we just started it that way. But it is way more beneficial just to evenly distribute it. Yeah, one of the older videos may have mentioned something slightly different. And it still is somewhat relevant in like super early game. When you're trying to get weapon unlocks. But eventually you should just even them all. Because it's better overall to even them. Alright, there we go. XP booster is done. We did everything there. Oh, we're almost up at the boost already. We're getting there. PP season, we got the free gems. I'll take that. Thank you. We already almost got some of the goals done. I always want to go do one of these just so we can get some burning marks. They're all so far away, though, at the moment. We've done like half the amount of battles to go get one done at the moment. Alright, nothing in there, nothing in there. Alright, is there anything else we need to do right now? I think we did everything already. Unless anyone else has any other questions that you want me to go over, let me know, let me know. But I'm not 100% sure if we'll be doing a stream on Halloween this year. But if we do, we'll poke around for a little bit. Not sure what we'll do if we do, but there'll be a alert, I guess. If we do or not. Let's see, nothing there, nothing there. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're good to go. Oh, I didn't do daily dungeon. One last thing. Wait, hold. But if anyone has any other questions, let me know. Because after we finish out daily dungeon, we're probably calling it for tonight. I hope you all have a wonderful Halloween in a couple days, if we're not around. Because I still have a bunch of stuff I want to get done in before a couple weeks from now. I'm doing slightly last minute. Oh, speaking of which, there's some banking thing I need to go do in the next week as well. I think today was the first day for it. I just didn't feel like doing it today. I'm gonna need to walk there and all the way back as well. That's gonna be so annoying. It's like a 2-mile walk there and a 2-mile walk back. Just want to like Uber there or something. Which it might even be more than 2 miles now that I think about it, because it's even further than the school. I think it's like 3 miles there and 3 miles back. And with all the traffic and everything, it might legitimately be like a 2-hour walk. Like an hour walk there and an hour walk back. Not because the distance is that long, but because you have to go across like several major roads. Each one could easily be like a couple minute stop. But I gotta remember to do that in the next week. Alright, there we go. And that's just nothing. Freeze trap. Oh, good thing we dodged the freeze. Honestly, that's more annoying than Death Mark. Like, Death Mark's still bad, but freeze is probably worse. Oh, we got a star earlier. I didn't even notice that. We got a Hellcrag star from the new guy. Was that from last week? I didn't even think about that. Or is that from something else I upgraded? Oh, so I should upgrade some of these bounty troops. I can get another star, too. I guess it's not really doing that much, but I think it's like tribute chance, so might as well. Oh, it's just tribute reward. Never mind, it's irrelevant. Scratch that, scratch that. You got your perfect dungeon done just today? Nice, huge. Should you get all kingdoms to level 15, then get the magic kingdoms to 20? Generally, yes. That is the best way to do it. Get all kingdoms to level 15, and then start working them 20 at a time. The only exception to this is if you're planning on doing a lot of explore, if you're doing the chasing of the 10%. This isn't really something that's done much in the current state of the game, but if you really want to maximize your points, there are some kingdoms that are marked for 20% extra myth stones. And if you get every single kingdom to level 16, you can get 10% on every single location and just keep hopping all over the place. I don't think many people do that often these days, but it's one of the reasons why you see a lot of my kingdoms at 16 instead of 15, and why the older ones or the newer ones are kind of at 15, all of them. But it's because we were actually doing chasing back in the past, but these days I just don't really bother with it. So yeah, if you don't plan on doing that aspect of explore, just get all of them to 15. And then just 20 of them one at a time until you have maxed all the magic ones. All the magic ones being Blighted Lands, Darkstone, Karkaroth, Zolkiri, which is a green one, the only one that's a different color, and Silverglade. But yeah, you generally get all of them to 15 and then start getting them 20 one at a time. Is basically the strategy for them. The two we're working on most right now being Suncrest for the +2 attack and Blighted Lands for the +2 magic, which will be our final magic kingdom then. We're getting there. Anyways, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful week, wonderful Halloween. Thanks for stopping by as always. Greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated. And I will catch you guys later. Goodbye, everyone. And thanks for watching.